James DeWitt Shanks was born January 2, 1895 in Ellisville, Mississippi, to James William and Minnie Elnora Shanks, and was their oldest child. The 1900 census shows him living with his parents in Abbeville, Louisiana, where his father was a lawyer and school principal. Following the death of his brother, who died in infancy, the family moved back to Mississippi and settled in Sumrall, a small town northeast of Hattiesburg. Family legend has DeWitt leaving home as soon as possible to escape a domineering father. In 1915, a 20-year-old DeWitt sent a Christmas card home that he had taken at Electric Postcard Studio in Fort Worth, Texas. Inscribed on reverse, "This is a very poor picture of me, I think, although I'll send it. That dimple is some illegible, ain't it? J. DeWitt Shanks, taken 12/16/1915, Fort Worth, Texas." When World War I came around, DeWitt joined up with a service start date of September 19, 1917. His draft card notes his occupation as sign painter traveling with Alan Shand and his deafness in one ear. In May 1918, he sent home a photographed postcard that was inscribed on the front with "Yours truly, Sergeant J.D. Shanks, 41 Calais Bannon, 165, OB, Camp Travis, Tex." Inscribed on the reverse, "This is a snapshot, as I was on my to the bath house. The boys dared me to have it made this way, so rather than take a dare, here I am. Give my love to all the family. I am your devoted son, DeWitt. May 1918. He mustered out of the Army as a sergeant, 7th Development Company, 2nd Development Battalion, 165th Depot Brigade. By 1920, DeWitt had left Mississippi again and is found living in Butler, Kansas on the 1920 census. He and wife Frances E., a 23-year-old from Missouri, were living in a boarding house on N. Vine Street. She was earning a wage as an actress in the theater, and he was self-employed as a sign painter. Oddly, they must have left Kansas right after the census, because they show up a month later, on another 1920, living in a boarding house on Fannin Street in Haskell, Texas. DeWitt is again listed as a sign painter, but Frances is not working. In a letter to the editor to the Abbeville Meridian, on April 7, 1923, in which DeWitt's father noted that he and his wife were glad parents of 5 very interesting children, one in Oklahoma City, referring to DeWitt. In the 1940 census, DeWitt is listed as a life insurance salesman, living in the Sake Hotel in Hammond, Louisiana, on the corner of East Thomas and South Cypress Streets. That 2-story historic hotel still exists and was renovated into 4 apartments and store. DeWitt is listed as married, but appears to be living alone as a hotel guest. He would later marry Hetty Marie Cox in Bristol, Virginia, on the 28th of June, 1940. She was born to David and Myrtle Wooten Cox in Pikesville, Pike County, Kentucky on 19 February, 1917. Called Marie later in life, she was named after her maternal grandmother, Hetty Stansbury. She married Malone when she was young, and he died before 1940, as she is listed as a widow on her marriage license for her marriage to DeWitt. She would later marry 2 more times, to Robards after DeWitt died, and lastly, Herbert O. DeThiel, who she divorced in 1983. She died in Sept. 3, 1994 in Frankfort, Kentucky, and is buried at Machpelah Cemetery in Mount Sterling, Kentucky. The Mar 23, 1942, Hattiesburg American notes DeWitt Shanks as delinquent on his property taxes. Also listed is his second cousin, Edgar Flournoy Shanks, Jr. of Taylorsville. Later, he would marry Mary Joan, and they would settle in Tennessee. He kept in close contact with his sister Minnie Maud, and her picture albums contain many mementos of his life. He died in Knoxville, Tennessee in 1967 and is buried at the Knoxville National Cemetery in Section B, Site 7165, with Joan, who lived with him in their retirement years and died in 1973, buried nearby.